The bonus unto the apostles of great millstone, and honest brothers to be pushing this truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. The Bavai body are coming out here to give you this truth with grace and mercy of Yahweh Bashim Hashai, Bashim Kohakodash, giving our praise unto Yahweh Bashim Hashai, Bashim Kohakodash. Okay, so this is going to be a relatively quick video based on this image that we see here. And I suppose I'll title the video, They Declare Their Sin as Sodom. So we're living in the time right now where Esau, that the scripture says within the book of Revelations, the 2nd chapter, Revelations the 12th chapter, and the 12th verse, that the devil's going to come down having great wrath because he knoweth he hath a short time. And right now we're seeing Esau going crazy when it comes to these demonic activities, the most audacious works of witchcraft. He's really pushing out heavy throughout the four corners of the earth, and he's pushing out wine throughout the four corners of the earth, just like how the scripture says. And this is just one example of that. And pretty much what you've seen via the different sports games that you've had throughout the last couple of years, you've really seen a big push towards a demonic activity, man. You've really seen that, okay? They're really showing you who their real gods are, and they're really showing you what they're really about. All right, when Lizzie passed away, you've seen again a ritual, the Broken One ritual. I think you had the London Winter Games or something like that a couple of years ago. I forget which sports endeavor it was. I forget which sports endeavor it was, but you've seen the same thing. They showed you all kind of demonic activities there. They had the woman, the so-called black woman, which when you look at these images, you know, there's a lot of Jake in there participating in these more audacious works of witchcraft. Okay, I'm showing you what they're really about. All right, showing you what they're really about. But with that previous one, you had a woman kiss a bull, which again, that was another ritualistic activity, a ritualistic type of event. Okay, so we're in that time right now, man. Esau's showing you who he really worships, and you know, you got the image, the classic image of the whitewashed Edomite version of the Last Supper, where Yahushua supped with the disciples below this, and supposedly this guy, was it Michelangelo, painted it in the 16th chapel. But the reality of the situation is, you know, there's a lot wrong with both pictures. The first of which, the picture on the lower, that's not, you know, the picture at the bottom, that's not how the Yahushua looked. Okay, when you go into the scriptures, you find out that Yahushua was a man of color, right? Whom the world calls Jesus was a man of color. And when he came onto the earth, right, he came belonging to a people of color, right? That's why you see within the scriptures, there's certain instances where the men of the Lord, right, the children of Israel, was amongst the so-called Hamites, and they was mistook for the Hamites. Okay, there's many instances of that because it was a people of color. And when you go into the book of Revelations, the 1st chapter, around about the 7th verse, it speaks about how that I seen one likened unto the Son of Man standing in the midst of the 7 candles, and it goes on to say he had a face like as if it was polished brass. Okay, it's a very, very, very dark skinned individual, which, you know, we teach you here at Great Millstone that, you know, color doesn't matter. Color doesn't determine whether you're an Israelite or not, right? Because if your father, like Blake Griffin's father, was a man of color, but your lineage goes back onto the man Israel, you know, it doesn't matter if you're the grandson or the son of great Blake Griffin, right? If you're not, if you're of that stock of the children of Israel, you know, it don't matter what you look like. Okay, your color doesn't matter. But for actual factual, right, information's sake, we need to understand, right, and we need to know that the children of Israel was a people of color. So when we look at this image, you know, below, you know, they wasn't Edomite-looking individuals, right, at the so-called last supper, which really was a Passover, which Yahushua was the lamb that was to be sacrificed. Okay, Yahushua being the perfect sacrifice. Okay, so let's get that out of the way. And when you go into the history of this particular image, you come to find out that really it's like a handful of individuals, right? Cesar Borgia, Lucretia Borgia, right? That was painted in this picture, and it was painted a few times over, right, to depict what was supposedly the Lord and disciples of the Lord at the Passover. So you should come into understanding that really this image that you know as the image of the Lord really is not the image of the Lord. It's the Borgia family, right, pushing their pushing themselves as the saviors of the world, for lack of a better way of putting it, right? Or which, you know, the idea of a Christos individual was already in play, right? Around about the Greek or Roman times, that was already in play. So they reincarnated that, okay? But the Christ, the Messiah of the scriptures, right, did not look like anything that you see within this image. It was a person of color, as we read about within the scriptures. Also, too, the book of Daniel, the 7th chapter, comes to mind, where the scripture says how the Most High was a man having white woolly hair, okay? And then we go over into the second image, and we see, you know, this very famous image being reenacted, right, but in a demonic fashion. And you see, you know, a whole bunch of Jake there. Let me see if I can zoom in. Right, you see some Jake there. All right, you see some weirdos in there. There's a lot of weirdoness, and there's kids there. Okay, there's kids there too, and that goes to show you really, this is what these people are about, right? Like you see these different movies, and the Romans come out and they call them the Athenian boy lovers. That's what they're really about. And this whole rainbow movement was always heading towards the kids, man. That was always the agenda, okay? To get the society to conform to the alternative lifestyle individuals, and ultimately to go for the kids. And that's why there's a kid there. That's why there's a kid there, because that's what they want. That's what they're into. Freakism, which when you go into witchcraft, the highest form of witchcraft, right, is to defile the youth. That's what the most audacious word to witchcraft. That's what it was all about. Okay, that's what it was into. So it's no wonder that's what you're seeing being pushed very heavy within their religious ceremony. Okay, this is their religious ceremony, if you will. Okay, this is their religion, right? Which they're gonna have feasts of blood that you don't see within you don't see them within the you don't see them because it's behind closed doors. They're gonna have that. They're gonna have the games like they have within the ancient Roman times. They're gonna have all of these particular things, right? But you're just gonna see the games. You're gonna see the little images that they push, of which really Esau right now, he's of a mind to just say, look, let's go hard, all right? Let's go hard for the witchcraft. Okay, so yeah, man, that's just a few different things I wanted to say about this particular topic. All right, Esau's going hard for his religion, right? Esau's going hard for his belief system, which is off of the left hand side. We gotta go hard for our belief system, which is off of the right hand side. With that, I'm gonna say, praise unto Yahweh, double honors unto the apostles of great millstone, and honest brothers will be pushing these truths in the series. Shalom.